Joined now by student survivors who all have new missions now.
We are pleased to have with us today Erin Warner, Grace Johnson, and Annabelle O'Day. Good morning to all three of you. Well, two of you graduated last year. You are a junior this year. I want to start by asking how you all plan to mark this 1 year today and this weekend. What are your plans?
Okay. So actually, I'm really involved with student council, and we've been working really hard to incorporate the student body's ideas and devise a plan that makes everyone most comfortable. So right now at our school, we are having our day of remembrance, and it's really just a laid-back day for everyone. You come and go as you please. You do what you feel is comfortable. We have therapeutic booths set up around the school, and you really just hang out with everyone. There's breakfast, lunch, and then some speakers come later in the day. Afterwards, we do have, Annabelle has
Yeah, so tonight, or today we'll be at the Rezonzi Center most of the day because they have a full day of service, and so you can go to different parts of the towns and do different service projects as kind of, acts of kindness because of the evil that we went through. And then tomorrow, we're going to be with the Rezonzi Center at the fairgrounds, and we're going to have a booth with a memory lantern for people to write messages to families.
And we have learned through just the history of time is it's almost like the more you give back, the better you feel. So do you find that these acts of kindness help you heal, because it almost takes your mind off of your own pain, perhaps because you're moving it forward and trying to help somebody else? How does that make you feel?
Annabelle and I are involved with the organization Hearts United for Kindness, which was founded after the shooting. And I think all four of us, we really find it easier to cope by helping out the community, by putting ourselves into a situation where we're doing more good and just trying to help the rest of our community come to terms and become closer and just not drift apart like many other communities who have gone through the same tragedies have.
And Erin, having been at school this past year, I know enrollment had dropped originally, and then more and more kids did start to come back. Did you find that your friendships got stronger this year, and that it was really the friendships and the faith that carried you through this year?
Most definitely. Starting the year was extremely hard. I can't explain it. It was extremely hard. But from that same year after it happened, when we originally went back to end and close our school year out, you could tell that there was a shift in the students' vibe. And throughout this whole year, you've just seen that there's no one alone anymore, and there's kind of almost this unspoken thing floating in the air where everyone just is really attached. You don't have anymore really these groups of people. There's just this overwhelming sense of togetherness. And I think that really impacted things like our sports programs, our theater and arts, our academics. You just had everyone wanting to do better.
And how did it affect you all, since you were no longer at the school this past year, with as far as healing is concerned? Did you feel yourself drawn and wondering what was happening there, or did you feel at peace knowing that you were away from that? How did you feel about it all?
It was actually really hard because we went from a tight-knit community where everybody knew everyone off to college on our own. We didn't have people to talk to. We were going to school with nobody that knew what we were going through. It was kind of like being baptized with fire, because now you're on your own. You're in classrooms that have no security. They don't even lock. And so it was really quite a transition to me. And during the fall semester, it was really hard on me, and I had to go to therapy. And luckily, I was at University of Houston, so I was close to Santa Fe, and I could use the Resiliency Center to do that. But it was really difficult.
And Grace, you've been to Austin to lobby for changes. What are some of the changes that you have begun to see, and are you satisfied with the answers that you've gotten so far?
Well, at the point, right after the shooting, I did go more into the politics side, but I was very unpleased with the changes that were made. I didn't feel like, the administration was taking into account, all aspects, what's really going to make our kids safer and what's just going to give us peace of mind. And at a certain point, I realized that, as a 19-year-old student, I'm not going to make as big of a change as some of the other people in the town can. So that's when I joined Hearts United, and
I found that I feel like America's not going to change until America wants to change. And one thing that left and right can get behind, like Annabelle has said before, is the support of mental health and the spreading and encouragement of being kind to each other. So I feel like that was a much more just a better thing for me to advocate rather than politics.
Well, and it's huge that you were strong enough to be able to go and to talk to lawmakers and try to make a difference. How do you feel with the changes that were made with the metal detectors? Did things like that make you feel safer being in that school?
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, I thought you were still talking.
No, it's okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. They're a really big nuisance, and I think that's the hardest part of everyone's day is because you look at it and that right there in itself is a reminder of what happened. And you have a lot of students at school who, we're not hiding from the fact and we're not ashamed of it, but we don't want to go every morning and be reminded of it. We want to make new memories, and that's how we're going to heal and move on. So they do give a little peace of mind, but there's things they set off for jewelry and stuff like that that just create this whole little bubble of just hindrance or
Almost frustration.
Yeah, and it really sometimes it's what makes someone's day bad.
Well, ladies, we appreciate you being here today. I know it is not a difficult day, and I know you will be spending it remembering your classmates. And thank you for encouraging others to do an act of kindness today. I think we can all get behind that.
You're all
Thank you.
pillars of strength and very impressive young ladies. Keep up the good work in your healing and helping others through your kindness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next,